5G, nothing. So 6G, I will talk about the mega trend towards 6G and 6G service classes and scenarios. What are the requirements? What are the candidate technologies for 6G, and when will we going to see 6G in future? What is the timeline of that? And is 6G will be important for the operator and other mobile ecosystem? That's why they want to deploy 6G, and we have to propose some business model for them to earn some revenue. Okay, so let's start. This is the agenda today. So, friends, 6G will be important for the operator and other mobile ecosystem. Start looking at machines, but in 6G we go more one step beyond what we have done in 5G. So one of the things which you can see in 6G is the machine as the main user. So we are the human being there. We use a lot of smartphone as for human being, but we also have to create machine as a part of our human ecosystem. So machine will be very important component in 6G. I will explain you more in detail in next coming slides. And the second trend is that we will use a lot of AI in our communication systems, especially in the wireless communication. Artificial intelligence we use a lot in computer science in the wired networks, but we already start using in 5G, but we're going to enhance this more in wireless communication. How we do this enhancement you will see in next some slides also. And then we use a lot of openness of the mobile communication system. What is openness mean? That have you heard of? A lot of people heard about network virtualization, software-defined network, where you have open source. Any vendor can come and they can put their software and one hardware. On one hardware, you can use the software from any vendor. So this is the open source, so open hardware platform. But in 6G, we want that on the base station also. In 5G, we already open our core and transport part where we have NFV and SDN kind of function, but we want that our base station should be open, meaning that if I buy a base station from Nokia, so the software of Huawei also work on it. If I have a base station from Huawei, Nokia software also work on this. So I don't need to buy specific hardware or software from the same vendor. So this is open. We have to make open our hardware interfaces, software as well. So that is the main goal. And then we talk on the social goals and mobile communication, because social goals are quite important because new apps are coming and a lot of young kids, boys, which just use internet just for fun. It's not good because we have to promote some social goal ethically. It's very important. One of the trademark on the 6G network, we have to come up with the whole system, how we control our social system, which is called towards 6G, which is a very important backbone of it. So these are the main trademark which we going to see in 6G, and this is also proposed by different organizations. Samsung is one of them, which is also working a lot on all these 4 areas. So before start about 6G, so we have to see the journey which we take from 1G to 6G, what is happening and why we need 1G, 2G, 6G, why it's so important. The first generation to 6th generation, G stands for generation, wouldn't say journey of travel. So if you see at the bottom of the slide, you can see the green line. The green line, you see after every 10 years, something going to happen. 18, 19, 20, 2022, and I didn't put 2010 because the gap there. So after every 10 years, our one generation will become, and light brown is valued and dark is unvalued on that generation. So if we start with our what's happening now? Yes. So in 1980, you can see that we start with our network. We have everything is wired. We have apparat, we have network, then we have a lot of apps, operating system, hardware, and human-machine interface. If you see human-machine interface, they don't have so much value because on that time we don't have a mouse or keyboard. So most of the time people work on operating system and hardware get a lot of value. And then in 1990s, you can see that our human-machine interface get a lot of value. and hardware get devalued, and a lot of people start building mouse racks on that time, mouse basically, sorry, and CPUs. And then our APRANET is a convert to WW first time. You can see on that time WW World Wide Web kind of things, and network also getting some valued and not valued. And after 10 years again, you can see that there again shift will come where you saw first phone 3340. This is a famous number from Nokia, very nice phone on that time. And you can see that the top button is quite important where we are moving. We are moving from WW to telco system. So this means telecommunication operator start feeling that it's quite important to put their telecommunication network with the internet, with the wired network. So you can see that this is happening around 2020, where you have 3G start working on that part. And then in 20 years time, you can see that our telco system now come into cloud and system. This you can heard nowadays a lot of telcos, our telecom operators are now in the web of cloud and network. And you can see that all these values have a lot of value now. Human interface, you have smartphone, hardware, operating system, and different apps. And what happened in 2030? In 2030, totally changed. Our human interface will be changed into holograms. I will explain you a lot on this in this presentation. Hardware will only stay with on the RF part, because you see any hardware they have two parts, baseband part and the RF part. Baseband part mostly software part, and the RF part which contain amplifier, mixture, filters, they are called RF parts. So this is mostly the hardware part. So your hardware part will be stay here, and your baseband all goes into the cloud. So you can see that your web of cloud now convert the name is called data center, and now all Google, Amazon have created big data center, and your telco cloud are converting to data center with contain all the apps and DSPs you can download. You need to be all the time at your phone. Like Google Cloud is one of the good example. And network get no value. Why don't have value? Because everything is getting into cloud. So network have very few values in 6G. And then you have virtualization. So everything will be virtualized. So you can see that the shift we start from 1980 to 2020, 2030. This is where 6G, and I don't know what will happen in 7, 8G. You can imagine something after 10 years. So generation come after every 10 years. 1G, 2G, 3, after 10 years you have to come up with a new generation. So 6G is mostly on the virtualized world, where you can see lot of new things which you cannot, which you can't haven't saw in 5G. So let's start with the 6G. Before start the 6G, let's see what's happening in 5G. So whenever you find some solution, like if some of the students is from engineering, wireless communication, when they read some, right, most of the time when you develop your solution, you always see mobile network and base station only device. Either you develop for the downlink or for the uplink, you develop some solution by using techniques or technologies on that generation. Like for example, in 5G, we still have very narrow-minded approach, because we still think our solution only should work for the phone or should work for the base station. So these things we need to be changed in 6G. So what happened in the 6G? In 6G, nothing will be fixed, everything will be dynamic. Only thing which is fixed is the speed of the light, which wave over electromagnetic wave data will come to your lab with the help of AI and machine learning. You get the data, you analyze the data and send back to the city again, and you can compare with 5G to 6G, that 6G will be much higher number, which is coming on the basis of 5G. So this is the more or less the requirement on a 6G to achieve that. But the quite important that we have to take care of computational, because in the 5G there is no arrow on computational, okay? Because 5G mostly talk on the communication to be done at one of the lot of challenges. I'll just give you one of the example.